What's happening, my friends? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cats, hashtag JBT. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. Today, ring announcers and commentators. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus, salute. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Hump Day. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian. That's me, your friendly neighborhood box historian, bringing you all that boxing history. The greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it and can't get enough of it. Boxing. That's our sport. Well, it's Hump Day, Pro Box Week. 2 big cards this weekend. Got a Friday night card. AB versus Blair the Flair. But the big one of the weekend is Saturday, of course. Patrick Teixeira, Xander Zayas. I think that will be a far more entertaining fight than AB and Blair card. Either Teixeira or Zayas will beat the best out of AB or Blair card. Yeah. But hey, I'm going to watch both of them because one is Friday, one is Saturday. And that's a big card Don King got there Friday. I counted 14 fights. Wow. And of course, Saturday is the Bob Father. You'll see a bunch of his young fighters that he has over there, you know, like Xander Zayas going up against Patrick Teixeira. Jahai Tucker on the card, Tiger Johnson. Isn't Bruce Carrington on this one? I think. But yeah, a lot of those top right youngsters. And it's a great time to be a sports fan because the NBA Finals start tomorrow. And that's become a big deal. Al Booger in the building. What's up, AB? How you doing this afternoon, bro? Al Booger. Missed you yesterday. You know, I did the, I don't think Al Booger did, you didn't come in yesterday, did you? I did the, what did I do yesterday? I did the oldest and youngest in every weight class. And I was missing one, the youngest in the bantamweight class, and I was saying I wish Al Booker was in here because he would find it. Because Al Booker is good at finding that type of stuff. But you wasn't in here, Al Booker. I needed you yesterday. Still haven't found it. The youngest fighter to ever win a championship in the bantamweight class, 118. And I was saying yesterday, I wish Al Booker was in here because he would find it. I know he would. But salute, Al Booker. How are you this afternoon, bro? Today is ring announcers and commentators. Of course, I had the Let's Get Ready to Rumble man on the other thing, on the thumbnail, but I like this picture here, so I put him up there. People like cartoons when you do it. One of my best thumbnails is when I did the show on the Mafia, and I had the 3 mob guys. I had the Kingpin in the middle and his 2 henchmen flanking him on the side. Even Remo gave me a compliment on that one, so it had to be good if Remo gave me a compliment on it. Just Do Boxing, the voice of the streets in the building. What's up, Just Do? How you doing this afternoon, bro? We're going to be talking about the ring announcers and the commentators. They're important, you know. The ring announcers inform us of, you know, all the information about the fighters, you know, and the commentators bring to the TV audience or the radio audience all the action that's going on in the ring. Do an expert job. Some of them do an expert job because some of them commentating on stuff that we don't even see going on. Sometimes I think I'm watching a different fight from the one they commentating on, man. You know, that's the ESPN. Now, Tim Bradley, one thing about Tim is this. You catch him on some kind of other platform other than ESPN, expert, knowledgeable boxing guy, man. You know, you hear Tim talk like on an interview with a channel or, you know, or something like another platform other than ESPN. That guy knows his boxing, man. But on ESPN, he just gets those talking points. They give him that memo before the card starts, and Tim got to stick to it. You see, Andre Ward ain't on there anymore, is he? Andre didn't stick to the talking points. And they said, Andre, you have to go, bro. But Tim is a company man. But catch him somewhere else off of ESPN, and he proves how knowledgeable he is about boxing. Yeah. I've seen him on several things, and I'm like, is that Tim Bradley? The same one that be on ESPN, painting all these pictures that we don't see. I couldn't believe it. I was actually agreeing with stuff he was saying. But when he's on ESPN commentating, I don't agree with anything he said. You know, I said before, one boxer will land 15 punches. The other one will land 2. Then at the end of in between rounds where they showing the highlights, they'll show just the 2 punches the one guy landed. Won't show any of the 15 the other guy because they got the talking point to talk up the guy that landed the 2 punches, you know. And the judges already have got their information from the promoter or whoever who they want to win. Like the fixed fight between Maxie Hughes and George Kambosos. That's my go-to one when I'm talking about fixed fights. Maxie Hughes and George Kambosos. Yeah, Al Booker. I think you talked about that before. Him on the other platform. Yeah, we did. Yeah, very good on other platforms. Al Booker. I find myself agreeing with him. And I'm like, oh no, I'm agreeing with Tim Bradley. But yeah. Good point, Al Booker. Very good on other platforms. Yeah, I know it was somebody one day I was discussing that with. It was Al Booker about Tim on the other platforms, yeah. But on ESPN, he's terrible. Terrible. But I got some good commentators and ring announcers. This show is brought to you by Let's Talk Fashion, aka Remo. Hashtag JBT. Because you know it's Wednesday, and the Wednesday shows come out of the chat. And I'm planning this the profile next Friday. And I'm gonna have a special guest do it with me. Y'all know who that special guest is. Y'all know him. It's William Old School of Rent. Yeah, he has a lot of information on Max Bayer. And if he's free next Friday, if not next Friday, I'm gonna wait on a day when he's free. The William Old School of Rent is gonna be the special guest and gonna do the profile with me when we do Max Bayer. Hopefully it'll be next Friday. you know, if he can get free from his work on that day. There's Let's Talk Fashion right there, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. That's who today's show is brought to you by. The ring announcers and commentators. I added commentators to it, Remo. Yeah. You know, we're going to talk about some ring announcers and commentators. And at the end, if we have time, we're going to go in depth on the big three, which is Michael Buffer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., and David Diamante, the guy with all the hair and stuff from the Locks. That does the Eddie Hearn cards, the Zone guy, David Diamante. Those I call them the big three nowadays. Yeah, they got others, but you know, those three are the guys, man. Michael Buffer, had a brain lock. Jimmy Lennon Jr. and David Diamante. Yeah, the big three. You know, Jimmy Lennon Jr., his father was a ring announcer. Jimmy Lennon Sr., we're going to touch on him today. Yeah, his father was a big-time ring announcer. Did wrestling, too. He's the only wrestling ring announcer I included, you know. Because he did wrestling and boxing. And his son, I got a picture of those two, you know. His son followed in his footsteps. But salute hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Missed the hashtag Let's Talk Fashion this morning. We didn't have none. But it's coming back. The season finale was last week. It'll be back soon. And it's going to come back with a big 4-hour kickoff show when it returns. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Yep, so we're looking forward to that. I was trying to find a picture of Jimmy Lennon Sr. and Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy Lennon Jr. was very young when they took this picture, old picture. There they go. Jimmy Lennon Jr. was very young. There they go, yeah. And that's him and his dad. He followed in his footsteps. Ring announcer. Not like his father was a doctor, he became a doctor. His father was a lawyer, he became a lawyer. No, his father was a ring announcer. And he became a ring announcer. We're going to get started in a little while. I'm giving time for some more of my people to come in. There's two of the big three right there. Getting up my slide display already. Show y'all nothing until the show gets started. Make y'all wait. But there's two of the big three I call nowadays ring announcer. Jimmy Lennon Jr., Michael Buffer. Can't remember from minute to minute. I think I just mixed some of my slide display up too. There's the other third of the big three, David Diamante. Yep. We're gonna get started very shortly. I switched up the thumbnail on y'all. I like that cartoon. People like cartoons. Like I was saying before, Let's Talk Fashion got in here. When I did the Mafia show and had the cartoon of the Kingpin in the middle and the two hitmen on the side, Let's Talk Fashion even complimented me on that thumbnail, so it had to be good. Let's Talk Fashion said that was a fire thumbnail, so I was proud of that one. That had to be good, didn't it? Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, the NBA Finals begin tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing you daily updates on it. It's the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. It's Porzingis playing, Remo. I meant to check on it. If Porzingis is playing, it's over. Boston got it. But if he's not playing, they probably still got it. But Dallas will have a better chance. But if Porzingis is out there, I can't see Dallas beating with this squad Boston got. There's too many weapons, man. Jason Tatum and they got have my brain locked again. The guy they got from Minnesota, the guard, and Jaylen Brown. There's too many weapons on Boston. And Porzingis. I just can't see Dallas getting around that. Ant McQueen in the building. What's up, Ant McQueen? Salute. Yeah, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot left that out. The classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. Always got to remember that, because he is classic. I got my slide display mixed up. I don't know how I did it, but I'll figure it out. There he is right there. The classic Jimmy Lennon Jr. Yeah, we're going to talk about him today. And at the end, I'm going in deep on the big three, like I said. The classic Jimmy Lennon Jr., Michael Buffer, and David Diamante. Because they the main guys nowadays when you're talking ring announcers, you know. Those are the three names that come to mind. And, you know, Michael Buffer had a brother. I think they were adults when they found out they were brothers. And his brother, Bruce, he does MMA. Yeah. That was weird. Because Michael actually, his parents divorced when he wasn't even a year old yet. And he grew up in a foster home. Yeah. And him and his brother were adults when they even met each other. Yeah, so, wow. Quite a story. But we're going to get into all that shortly. But yeah, we're going to talk about Pro Box too first. We got Pro Box tonight. It's the Pro Box week. Pro Box, Friday night boxing, and then a good battle Saturday. Dan Desires and Patrick Cesaro. And I think Bruce Carrington's on the card. I know Jahai Tucker is, and Tiger Johnson. Some of the top-ranked young stars. So yeah, you know when you see a top-ranked card, you're going to see a bunch of those young stars on there. Because the Bob father has them over there. He don't do much with them after he gets them, but he gets them. I think, you know, they had the 2020, they had it in 2021 because of the COVID, but the Bob father almost signed the entire men's Olympic team. Just about. Yeah, they all went to top, right? Keyshawn, Tiger, all of them. A bunch of them did, yeah. I know some other ones. Those are only two I can think of right offhand with Keyshawn and Tiger Johnson. Tiger's real name is Delonte Johnson, yeah. I think he's a welterweight. But anyway, he's on there tomorrow, Saturday. I guess the final press conference must be today for AB because the fight is Saturday, right? And the weigh-in will have to be tomorrow. Final weigh-in. Flair to Flair and AB. Brought to you by Don King Productions. Don King, it's amazing. Don King and the Bob father are both up in their 90s. I think they're only a few months apart. Same age. I think Don is in August and the Bob father is in December. But yeah, they've been doing it for a long time. And these young fighters, you can't put nothing over on the Bob father or Don King. They dealt with Ali, Sugar Ray, Roberto Duran, Hagler, all them guys back. They've been doing this for a long time, man. Back when I was a little kid. That was a long time ago. And they still doing it. And I'm still a boxing fan too. But wow. But yeah, it's a Don King production Friday night. And the Bob father Saturday. Ain't that something? Back-to-back days, Don King and the Bob father. They ought to do a 5-on-5, Don King and the Bob father. But Don King don't have enough fighters. So we can't have that 5-on-5. Probably be like a 1-on-1 or maybe a 2-on-2. AB against somebody from the Bob father. Then who else does Don King have? So nah, we can't get that one. Just a thought. Yeah. But poor Eddie. Eddie will bounce back. Eddie got smoked. Yeah. But hey, it happened. You know? It happened. I heard yesterday I hadn't seen it myself, but somebody saying, Wilder said he's not retiring. Anybody hear anything about that? I wish he would retire because, you know, that was the worst case scenario the way I saw him land on that mat Saturday. That was exactly what I didn't want to see. And man, we don't want to see another one of those. So I think Deontay should get on out. He had a great career, man. You know? He got the money. He said he got into boxing to take care of his daughter, remember? And much, much more. You know? Very rich man. The 3 Fury fights. He's been on what? Like 2 or 3 cards over there in Saudi. At least 2. Yeah. So what is he? Deontay has nothing left to prove, man. Get on out, Deontay. And let us remember you as a man that had that big, deadly right hand. Not as a man that we keep seeing laying on the mat in his last few fights, because we've seen you take 2 losses. You took a decision loss, and now you're taking a knockout loss, and nothing left for Deontay to prove. I've seen enough of it. Yeah. Because the haters and the naysayers are having a great time now from what happened Saturday. Don't give them more ammunition, Deontay. No. Don't give them. They don't need any more ammunition. So yeah, I wish the brother would go ahead and go on and retire. He has nothing left to prove. He had an incredible run. He revived the heavyweight division, remember? Revived Tyson Fury's career. So, me personally, I wish he would retire. Earl too. I wish Earl would retire. But we'll see Earl in October. Maybe we'll see the old EJ. And then we'll be in fight week next week for the face of boxing. Next week. I remember when we were just they were just making that fight. Remember they had the kickoff press conference. Now it's here. That's how fast this time is flying. Before you know it, we'll be right up on that big August 3rd card. Azim Shabazz is back. Salute Azim Shabazz. Good to see you again, bro. We're going to be talking about ring announcers and commentators in a few minutes. I got a few of my people that get off around 2:30. I start then so they don't miss too much of the show. They're here every day. They deserve to see the majority of the show. But we're getting ready to start because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. We're going to start with Pro Box. But salute Azim Shabazz from Philly, where the JBT is going to be at July 13th weekend. And don't forget the raffle for the big 55-inch color television. Just send $10 right here to this Cash App, and you're in. Or however many chances you want. If you want 10 chances, send $100. It's not enough for me to leave out of the country yet. Yeah. It'll go into the raffle. Okay? This is the cash. I can't get the commercial to play. I don't know what's wrong with it. But yeah, this is the Cash App right there. Then $10 or $10 per chance. However many chances you want. You want a 55-inch color TV. Okay? And watch the fights in style. Watch that big August 3rd. That's the first big one after that. Watch that big August 3rd card on the 55-inch color TV that you have a chance to win. The winner will be announced July 13th at the meet and greet. If you're not in attendance, you will be notified. It will be delivered to your front door, free of charge. You don't have to pay any cost, any handling or any kind of cost. Just wait for the truck to pull up. But make sure you wait and get it because they sometimes they leave your stuff. They left one of my TVs. I got 2 55-inch when I bought one. They left it outside the front door. And you don't want Little Junior or Big Dave or anybody to come by and steal it. So once you know you want it, wait for the arrival. So you will get it. Because Big Dave and them is watching, man. Yeah. You got a Big Dave in every neighborhood too. So be on the lookout for it, the winner. But let's talk about this Pro Box first of all. Okay? Yeah. You got a Big Dave in your neighborhood, lurking around there somewhere. Come out at night. You never see him in the daytime. Big Dave them come out at night. Okay? Because the man probably looking for him. But let's go. Pro Box. And it's tonight. 3-fight card, from what I heard. There's Mike Mazik. Mike Mazik in the building. What's up, Mike? How are you today? We just see, that's why I wait, because I know my friends are coming. We just get ready to get started. We're going to talk about Pro Box right quick, like I always do every week, because you see some good fights on Pro Box. See some up and coming fighters that you're going to hear about in the future, and some of the old stars trying to get that one more shot at the big time on Pro Box. And you might see Bomac on there. Bomac was on the last one. Al Booker says he can shine and keep knocking people out. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, he can, Al Booker. But, last time he got knocked out. So, I was kind of worried about that leading up to that fight. So, yeah. He can, but that's possible. Because he's still got that right hand, They say the power is the last thing to go, but he's just got to get it in there, But we'll see. He says he's coming back, Al Booker, so we might see him knock a few more people out. But it's always a possibility when you have the type of power that Wilder has, Never can be counted out. Can turn any fight at any moment. Yeah, so that's a very good point, Al Booker. He can shine and keep knocking people out. I like that idea too. Yeah. Okay, Pro Box tonight from the White Sands Event Center in Plant City, Florida. Okay. Now, the main event is Guido Graham versus Vladimir Hernandez. Okay. Graham is 28 years old. He comes in with a record of 16 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, just 9 knockouts. Now, he's originally from Argentina, but he now resides in Los Angeles, California. And he last fought on November 15th. And it was a Pro Box card, 15th or 16th, because both of these guys fought on the same card. I can't remember the exact date. And he lost the majority decision to a French contender, Johan Gonzalez, right? And for this fight, he was originally scheduled to fight former welterweight contender, Butayev. Remember him? Yeah. But Butayev pulled out due to back injury. So this guy Hernandez stepped in. And Hernandez comes into this fight. There's Mike Grimm. What's up, Mike Grimm? How are you today, bro? Just got started. See, that's why I wait till 2:30, because I know all my friends are coming. Lonnie Lee will be here soon. All depends on whether he works late. Well, he didn't sneak out early today, because one day he got here at 2:25. And I say, Lonnie, you don't get off till 2:30. What you doing in here? But he'll be here. But salute Mike Grimm. Now, yeah, this guy, Hernandez stepped in. Vladimir Hernandez stepped in place of Butayev. And by the way, this fight is in the 160 division, I believe. Yeah. But anyway, Hernandez is 14-6. I don't know. It might be. Yeah, 160. Hernandez is 14-6 with 6 knockouts. He's fought a lot of world title holders, contenders, and top prospects in his recent fights, and he's had mixed results. His last fight was on the same card with Graham. It was either 15th or 16th of November. Whichever one of those days was a Wednesday, I can't remember. But he lost a close unanimous decision to unbeaten prospect Troy Isley. That's who his last fight was against, Troy Isley. Okay? And then the fight before that, well, he won a hard-fought decision against another prospect, Truck Simpson. Okay? His last 2 fights were against Troy Isley and Truck Simpson. And he's originally from Mexico, but now he lives in Stockton, California. And he's also been in the ring with Jesus Ramos, Israel Madrimov, that's the guy Bud's going to fight October 3rd. And he's been in there with J-Rock. Lost all of them, but he's been in there with them. Okay? And then in the co-main event, we have Abel Gonzalez versus Alonez Reynolds. This is at 168, super middleweight. Gonzalez comes in at 6-0 with 4 knockouts. He's from Safety Harbor, Florida. And Reynolds comes in also at 6-0 with 3 knockouts. He's from Auburn, Washington. And these guys are putting their O's on the line early in their careers in the super middleweight matchup. And that's how it should be. Both 6-0, putting it on the line early. And the loser will be a better fighter for it early in his career. The loser might take more from the fight than the winner. Okay? And then finally, Darrell Valsaint will square off against Paquino Hill. Okay? And Paquino from Davenport, Iowa. This is an 8-round super middleweight fight. Now, Valsaint is 22 years old. He comes in at 10-0 with 8 knockouts. Good early knockout rate. He lives in nearby Orlando, Florida. And he represented Haiti at the last Summer Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo, Japan. I was just talking about them a minute ago. And that's Pro Box tonight, okay? So let's get ready to start our show today. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of juice, and then we're gonna get busy. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay. We're gonna talk about him. Well, the fight starts now. Well, it's showtime. Let's go. Ring announcers and commentators. Brought to you by hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Salute Melanin Queen 27. Good to see you again. Melanin Queen 27 always support. And I told you there's Lonnie Lee. Hashtag JBT. I told you. Didn't I tell y'all Lonnie Lee was coming? I know my people. And Lonnie, wow. Gotta be at the red light Texas. He can't be at home already. He just got off at 2:30. That red light caught him. But salute Lonnie Lee and Melanin Queen 27. Okay. Okay. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay. Now, I'm on page number 6 of my notes. Start at page 1, Cass. You don't start at page 6. Usually for the page. There it is. Page 1. Ring announcers and commentators. Now, boxing is one of the world's oldest and most popular combat sports. It's a high-octane sport, and it's followed by millions of people all over the globe, right? It's a lot of tradition that goes into the sweet science. From ring walks, ring attire, and ring introductions. Now, while most of the attention, I gotta find my place. Oh man, excuse me for 1 minute. Oh boy. I had it right there before. There it is. Okay. Now, while most of the focus is on the combatants competing during the event, the role of the ring announcers is crucial, right? The ring announcer is key in setting the stage for each fight during a boxing event. You know, they introduce the fighters and hype up the crowd. And also the boxing commentators are also extremely important during a boxing event. You know, they are experts at keeping the TV audience informed and updated on what is happening in and around the ring. Well, some of them are experts, not all of them. ESPN, Tim Bradley, and his friends. Now, the commentators also do insightful interviews before, during, and after fights. Right? Now, over the years, there have been some legendary boxing announcers, in the sport's long and storied history. And some of them are entertaining, informative, and enjoyable to watch and listen to. And some of them have been very successful. They have made fortunes from their success through salaries, bonuses, and endorsements. Okay, but anyway, like I said, there have been some legendary ring announcers and commentators in our sport. From Howard Cosell to Don Dunphy to modern day superstars like Michael Buffer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., and David Diamante, the big three. And all of them have been an integral part of boxing history. And as a lifelong boxing fan, I've seen a lot of different ring announcers and commentators. So let's talk about some of the great ones. Okay? Some of the greats. Now I got my, I don't know how I did it, but I got the slide display fixed up. But I think Kenny Albert should be first. That's it right there. Yeah, that's Kenny. Oh, let me drop this down some. Why didn't you tell me, Al Booger? No bare knuckles in here anymore. That's good enough. Yeah. Starting out with Kenny Albert first. Okay. There's Thomas Hill. What's up, T Hill? Thomas Hill hashtag JBT. What's up? Good to see you. I was telling everybody else, for the people that wasn't in here, I got a special guest next Friday that's going to help me do the profile. Friday's profile day. Special guest next Friday. And y'all know this special guest. Guess who it is? The one and only William Old School Rant. Next Friday is going to be Max Baer. And Old School said he got a lot of information on Max Baer. He said he wanted to give me. So I said, well, why don't you just come up here and do it with me? So that's what we're going to do next Friday. If he's available. But that's the plan. Me and Old School Rant next Friday will be doing the profile on Max Baer. And anybody familiar with the Beverly Hillbillies, Max Baer is Jeff Rose's father. Remember Max Baer Jr.? Yeah. And also Buddy Baer. Max Baer's brother was a boxer also. He looks more like Jeffro than Max does. Yeah, but Jeffro came from a boxing family. Now, Al Albert from New York City, born on February 2nd, 1968. He's been active since 1990 to the present. And some notable fights he's commentated on, because this is ring announcers and commentators. Roy Jones Jr. versus Felix Trinidad, that was 2008. Adrian Broner versus Mikey Garcia, 2017. Vasil Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, 2017. And Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, 2020. Okay, Marv Albert. Coming from a lineage of sports broadcasters. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I got the wrong name. It's Kenny Albert. I don't know where I got Al from. Kenny Albert. Sorry about that. Somebody, that's Marv Albert's son. Like Kenny Albert. I said Al, didn't I? But I meant Kenny. Now, Kenny comes from a lineage of sports broadcasters. He's the son of Marv Albert and the nephew of Al Albert, who is Marv's son. Yep. That's why I said Al. His uncle's name is Al. Okay? Yeah. But anyway, both of those are on this list, by the way. Now, while Kenny is most known for his work calling NHL National Hockey League games for NBC. He is also a decorated boxing announcer. Okay. And he was worked as the blow-by-blow play caller for Premier Boxing Champion. Okay. When they were with Showtime. Kenny Albert. Very brief little profile on the guys, that's all. Now here's where I got out of order at. Oh, no, I didn't. This is one of the big three. Now, I'm going to go more in depth on the big three at the end. But this is just a little brief talk about David Diamante right now. Okay? Okay. David Diamante. There he is. Those are some good, bright pictures I had today, too. Wow. Good job, Cass, on the pictures. Now, David Diamante, guess where he's from? Hometown. The Planet, Baltimore, Maryland. Home of Tank Davis, Cass Sports, Senior from the Rise Podcast, Gregory Pratt, I Serve 88, and David Diamante. Yeah. Born November 8th, 1971. Years active, started in the 2000s and still active. Still an active ring announcer, one of the big three. Notable events. Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko, 2017. Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin 2, 2018. Vasil Lomachenko versus Jorge Linares, 2018. The Face of Boxing, Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz, 2020. And he did Canelo Alvarez, ring announcer for Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith, also in 2020. Okay. Little brief. We're going to go more in depth on David Diamante later. But he's the official ring announcer for Matchroom Boxing. Y'all knew that. With some extensive list of events announced for the Zone, HBO. He has worked for Showtime Boxing in the past. Okay. Also has worked for NBC Sports, Fox Sports, and ESPN, as well as Spanish commentary for Televisa, TYC, and Azteca America. David Diamante. And remember, we're going to talk about him some more later on. Slow down, guys. Okay. Got some old school guys on the list. Ring announcers or commentators. Not that one. Those are two of the big three right there. The next is Sal Marchiano. There's Sal. GP's in here? No, I don't think so. Oh, you said GP's need to fix somebody line up. David Diamante? Line up? Let's see. David? Yeah. It is kind of raggedy. I guess you ever talk about him out Booker because it is kind of raggedy down there. But the man got locked, so he ain't worrying about no lineup. Okay, Sal Marchiano. Legendary sportscaster. Okay. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Remo and Ant, homeboy. Born March 3rd, 1941. He was active from 1970 to the 2000s. Some of his notable events were Mike Tyson versus Tony Tubbs, 1988. Evander Holyfield versus Buster Douglas, 1990. Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Rourke 1, 2002. Oh, he commentated on the first one. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Zab Judah, 2006. The Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao versus Eric Morales 3, also 2006. And Joe Kawasaki versus B-Hop, 2008. Wasn't that the one when B-Hop went through the ropes, right? Yeah. Somebody must have come in. The numbers went up, but I don't see anybody. Yeah, the same old in here. But salute, appreciate everybody rocking with me today, as always. Hope you enjoy the show. Now, Sal Marchiano is who we're talking about now. That's him on the screen. Now, he's a celebrated sports broadcaster who was one of the original sports anchors for ESPN. One of ESPN's original sports anchors. So, he go way back. He started in the 70s. He was the blow-by-blow boxing announcer for Top Rank boxing broadcast and worked alongside famous boxing commentators like Marv Alward and Howard Cosell. Howard's on here too. And that's Sal Marciano. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Tim Layton? Good to see you today, my friend. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Looking forward to seeing Tim and Mrs. Layton at the JBT meet and greet. And remember, everybody, get in that raffle to win that 55-inch color TV. Watch that big August 3rd card if you're not there. If you're not in LA, watch it on that big 55-inch TV you can win. Okay? Yeah. Here's the cash app. However many tickets you want, they $10. You want a good chance? Send 100. Get 10 tickets. But Melanie Queen 27 already said it's hers, but still take a chance. You might win. Just send $10 right there. Or $10 per chance. However many chances you want. Okay? Oh no, I hope I didn't. Ooh. Thought I had messed up and ended the whole stream. That would have been a disaster. Next is Reg Gutierrez. I guess I'm saying that right. Gutierrez or whatever. Greg. There he is. Right there. That's Greg. That's an old picture of Greg. Greg is old with white hair and stuff now. I mean, not now. He's passed away. But anyway, he's from London, England, okay? He was born March 29th, 1924. Passed away on January 24th, 2009. And he was active. He started broadcasting in the 1940s. Came all the way up through the 2000s. Wow. Some of his notable events were, he did The Thriller in Manila, Ali Frazier 3, 1975. Barry McGuigan, Eusebio Pedroza, 1985. He did Nigel Benn versus Chris Eubank 2, 1993. Lennox Lewis versus Frank Bruno 2, 1996. Ricky Hatton versus Costa Zoo, 2005. And he did Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Ricky Hatton, 2007. A lot of his fights were done in England because, that's where he's from, right? No brainer. Makes sense, right? Okay. But anyway, Reg, he's a legendary figure in the world of boxing. And he ended up becoming an iconic boxing announcer during the golden age of the sport. He's in the International Boxing Hall of Fame and the World Boxing Hall of Fame. And he also won the Sam Todd Award for the Excellence in Broadcasting Journalism and Presenter of the Year. And his career as a boxing announcer is detailed in his autobiography. It's called Uppercuts and Daisies. Yeah. Like one of them Tank Davis uppercuts will daze you. Good title, Uppercuts and Daisies. And the foreword to that, his biography was written by none other than Muhammad Ali. Yeah. None other than Muhammad Ali wrote the foreword. Okay. Next is Pearl Letterman. There's Pearl Letterman. Okay. He Pearl is also from the Bronx, New York. Born January 26, 1940. Passed away May 11th, 2019, a few years ago. And he was active from 1986 to 2019. Worked all the way up to the year of his death. Okay. 33-year career. Some of his notable events were the robbery, Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard, 1987. Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe, 1992. Another robbery, Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor 1, 1990. Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko, 2003. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez, 2008. And finally, Bernard Hopkins versus Joe Smith Jr. That was 2016. Almost 10 years ago, about 8. Now, you know the Letterman guy that does it now? I wonder, is that his father? Anybody knows? The one that does the unofficial scoring for one of those channels. Probably is. Isn't his name Harold Letterman too? Or something Letterman? Somebody put it in the chat. Is that his father? Probably is, you know. But anyway, Harold Letterman was a boxing lifer. He spent his entire career inside the world of boxing. Not only did he work extensively as a boxing announcer, he was also a boxing judge. And he worked as a judge for 19 years, from 1967 to 1986. And then in 86, that's when he began his career as an announcer. Started up with HBO World Championship Boxing. He passed away from cancer on May 11th, 2019. And that was 3 years after he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2016. Harold Letterman, legendary boxing announcer. I started to leave this Knicks guy off, man, but he ain't the only one that's biased and, you know what? You know that word, blank hole. He ain't the only one, so I included him. But him, I started to leave him off. But yeah, it's a whole, you know. But I included him. Larry Merchant. Larry's always also from the Bronx, New York. A lot of these commentators from the Bronx. Born February 11th, 1931. Okay? And he was active from 1970s to 2017. I could have sworn he was commentating after 2017, but that sounds about right. A few years after Floyd Manning, yeah, that sounds about right. Some of his notable events were another robbery, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns, 1989. It was a draw. The upset of the century, Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, 1990. Remember? Somebody didn't give Buster the memo that he was just a tune-up for Tyson and Holyfield. Buster went in there and stopped Mike. Also, George Foreman versus Michael Moorer, 1994. We talked about that yesterday. Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis, 1999. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez 4, 2012. Manny went 1 too many. Should have stopped at 3, Manny, because that 4 was bad. Remember, Manny versus Juan Manuel Marquez, 2012. I thought Juan had killed Manny over there in that corner. And also Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, 2017. Larry Merchant commentated on that one. He was thrilled. He thought Conor McGregor was doing so good, but he was only doing what Floyd was letting him do. Come on. Floyd curried the man. But he knocked him out in the 10th. Yeah. But anyway, Larry Merchant was dubbed by ESPN's Dan Raphael as the greatest television boxing analyst of all time. I don't know what Dan was smoking. But Larry Merchant is an iconic boxing announcer who is known as much for his beef with boxers as he is for his boxing commentary. Yeah, Larry go way back, beefing with Sonny Liston, way before the Floyd situation. He said when Sonny Liston moved out of Philly, Larry said they should have a parade for him and use arrest warrants as the confetti. So Larry go way back beefing with boxing. And he was the longtime announcer for HBO World Championship Boxing, as well as Boxing After Dark and other pay-per-view boxing events. And yeah, remember his memorable clashes with boxing icons like Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Sonny Liston. They must have forgot that one. But anyway, Larry was inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame in 2002 and the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2009. Larry Merchant. I don't like him, but he was a great ring announcer. That's why I included him. Not ring announcer, commentator. You know, you got to give credit where credit is due. Okay, you're not going to like everybody, but you still got to show appreciation sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now here's Al Albert. This is Kenny's uncle, the one I was first. You know, they all look alike too. That could be Marv Albert, but that's his brother. I don't know. I might have put Marv. No, that's Al. That's his brother. Yeah. A commentating family. You know, the two brothers, Al and Marv, and Kenny, the son. But this is Al. Marv is on here too. Al Albert. Another one from Brooklyn, New York. What's up with all these commentators from Brooklyn, New York? Maybe you should have been a commentator, Remo. Damn. By the way, this show is brought to you by Remo from hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. It's Wednesday. A show that come out of the chat. If I don't get one from somebody else by next Wednesday, it's going to be brought to you by Remo too. Remo gave me a whole bunch of them. But anyway, Al Albert, born June 22nd, 1949. He went from 1970s to the 2010s. Notable events: Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks, 1988. That's the fight was so fast. Jay Hardcore, his mother was in attendance, and Jay said it ended so fast, his mother fainted. Yeah. Mrs. Hardcore fainted. Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield won, 1992. Julio Cesar Chavez versus Greg Hargan, 1993. Oscar De La Hoya versus Julio Cesar Chavez, 1998. They fought twice? I'm learning. I did not know that up to this day that Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez fought twice? Yeah, Remo, you could have made it too as a commentator. I did not know that. And Floyd Mayweather versus Juan Manuel Marquez, that was in 2009. And Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto, that was also in 2009. Okay. Now Al Albert, he's a throwback sportscaster. And he worked in boxing and other sports for many decades. But in addition to his work as a boxing announcer, he also called basketball games for the New York Nets and the Denver Nuggets, and also hockey games for the New York Islanders. But he's known for his legendary work in boxing. He worked for ESPN and Showtime Championship Boxing. And he called many historic events. Like I just told you, Mike Tyson's 91-second knockout of Michael Spinks, Julio Cesar Chavez's legendary victory over Greg Hargan in Mexico City, and Manny Pacquiao's WBO welterweight title fight win over Miguel Cotto. Legendary Al Albert. He won the Sam Taub Award for Excellence in Boxing Broadcasting Journalism for his work as a boxing announcer in 1995. Yeah. Al Albert, brother of Marv and father and uncle of Kenny. Excuse me. Next, y'all know him. That's Al Bernstein. Yep. He was on Showtime, wasn't it, before they went off? With Abner Maris and the other guy. The other guy went to, I think, did they all go to Amazon Prime? I know the play-by-play guy did. Anyway, Al Bernstein's from Chicago, Illinois. He was born September 15th, 1950. Okay. And he was active from 1980s to present. Still active. Still an active boxing commentator. Okay. Remo says New York City run boxing media. Okay. Yeah. I go along with that. Al Bernstein's notable events: Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler, 1987. Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe, 1992. Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, 1990. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao, 2015. Yeah, that was Showtime, right? So I was right. He was Showtime, yeah. Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson, 2002. And he did Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2007. Then did many big fights. Yeah. I like Al. Al is one of them that calls it like it is. Yeah. I would say, yeah. Y'all agree with that? Yeah. I think Al used to do a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. Is he with Amazon Prime now? Did he go with, I don't know. I know the play-by-play guy did. I believe he did. Now, Al is a boxing historian, and he's made great contributions to the sport as a boxing announcer, commentator, and journalist. He's written multiple books on the history of boxing, including Boxing for Beginners, 30 Undeniable Truths, 30 Years, 30 Undeniable Truths about boxing, sports, and TV. The name of the book is 30 Years, 30 Undeniable Truths about boxing, sports, and TV. Okay? Now, he worked on ESPN's Top Ranked Boxing series as an analyst. And he won the Sam Taub Award in 1998. That's a big time award for commentators and boxing journalists, Yeah. I might get it one of these days if they still give it out. Okay, when I get big. But anyway, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2012. And he just finished working he was an announcer and analyst for Showtime Championship Boxing. And I believe he's with Amazon Prime now. I think. Yeah. We'll find out on the 15th. A week from Saturday. Y'all believe that next week is fight week for Tank and Frank Martin. VVO Boxing TV in the building. The newest content creator to the JBT organization. What's up, VVO Boxing TV? And Cass Sports was the first yes. On BVO Boxing TV. I can't block him no more because my wife got on me. Miss Cass got on me about that. She said, why are you blocking him? He wasn't doing nothing but talking. And that's all he was doing. I didn't like what he was saying. But you're safe now, BVO Boxing TV. The executive vice president said I can't block you no more. But I wouldn't do it no way. But salute BVO Boxing TV. Welcome to the JBT family, my brother. Okay. Next is Jimmy Lennon Jr. Oh, excuse me, Aunt. The classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. There he is. The classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. Yeah. Can't forget that classy. He's from Santa Monica, California. Born August 5th, 1958. Okay. And he started 1980 to the present. Still an active ring announcer. Notable events: Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 2, 1997. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez 4, 2012. He was the announcer for that. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor 2017. Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin 2, 2018. The face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin 2024. I put that in there. Right, that hasn't happened yet. Now, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is the son of legendary boxing ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Sr. We're going to talk about him next. There they go when Jimmy Lennon Jr. was at a young age. It is senior and junior. Followed in his father's footsteps. Yeah. Yeah. Senior is next. Not yet, senior. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. He's the son of legendary boxing ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Sr. He followed in his father's footsteps to become an iconic boxing announcer. Followed in him exactly. He didn't just become a boxing announcer. He became a legendary boxing announcer just like his father. That's following in your father's footsteps there, man. Azim Shabazz says that I liked his father better. He was the best. Okay. He coming to Dad in a minute, Azim. Azim says he liked Jimmy Lennon Sr. better. Okay. Yeah, but he followed in his father's footsteps, and both of them are legendary boxing announcers. Now, currently working for Amazon Prime. Just recently worked for Showtime Championship Boxing, PBC. And he has done work for Top Rank ESPN events. And he's known for his catchphrase, "It's showtime," which is only utilized during Showtime Championship Boxing events and now doing Amazon. Okay. And we're going to talk about him some more later, too. He's one of the big three. Jimmy Lennon Jr., Michael Buffer, and David Diamante. One of today's big three. And Nate's Edge Sr. There he is. Yeah, you can tell it's father and son. Look at that, yeah. Son, father. Yeah, you can tell that. For sure, that's his son. Now, Prime going to be, it's prime time, right, Thomas Hill? That's right. Yeah, it's prime time. Jimmy Lennon Sr. I don't know how it's 10 after 3 when I only been here like 15 minutes. I thought it was like 2:20 or something. I don't start till, it should be at least 2:30. But wow, I guess it is. The laptop says 3:10. Okay. So we got plenty of time. Okay, the voice coming up next. That's what I'm warming you up for, by the way. But Jimmy Lennon Sr. from St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, where was Junior from? Wait a minute. Did it say St. Paul, Minnesota? Junior lives in Santa Monica, California. Senior lived in Minnesota. Okay. And Jimmy Lennon Sr. was born April 13th, 1913. He passed away April 20th, 1992. Wow. A week after his birthday. Exactly. He was active from 1950 to 1992. 42-year career. Jimmy Lennon Sr., legendary. He did wrestling also. And some of his notable events were, he did the Thriller. He was the announcer for the Thriller in Manila, 1975. Ali Frazier 3. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns 1, 1981. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran 2, 3. 1989 was 3. Excuse me. Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor 1, 1990. And Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler 1987. They got the two robberies back to back. Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor 1, and Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. They got the two robberies back to back, Al Booker. Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor first. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Thomas Hill. Two robberies back to back. Now, Jimmy Lennon Sr. paved the way for his son to follow in his footsteps as a boxing and ring announcer. Legendary boxing ring announcer. Now, Jimmy Lennon started his career as a ring announcer in Santa Monica, California at the Ocean Park Arena. Okay, that's where his son lives now, Santa Monica, California. So Jimmy Lennon Sr. was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Must have went to Santa Monica. That's where his son is listed his home now. Yeah, makes sense. But that's where he started his career at, in Santa Monica, California, at the Ocean Park Arena. Thomas Hill probably heard of that. Now, the gig started off with him only singing the national anthem. But he replaced the ring announcer after an event one time, after the coordinator asked him to fill in. And guess what? The guy he filled in for never got his job back. One of them situations. Like, who was it? Joe DiMaggio, and when he started that streak, a guy got hurt, and Joe DiMaggio took his place that game, and the guy never got his job back. I don't know why the guy didn't show up that night, but I know he regretted it because the event, Jimmy Lennon Sr. was only singing the national anthem up to that point. And the event coordinator asked him to fill in for the ring announcer one night, and the guy never got his job back. The rest is history. Jimmy went on to become one of the most iconic boxing announcers in the history of boxing announcers. Okay? Next. We're winding down on this, and we're going to go in deep on Michael Buffer and David Diamante, and Don Dunphy is next. No, those are the father and son again. There's Don Dunphy right there. Yeah, there's Don, the old picture. Yeah, Drew Bledsoe too, Al Booker, right. Tom Brady stepped in there for Drew, and Drew never got his job back. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, he never let it go, T. Hill. Yeah, Drew Bledsoe, Al Booker, correct. That's another one. That's the round. And what, did Drew get hurt or something? Tom never gave it up. Ended up with what, 7 Super Bowls? 40-something years old, still one of the top, but he's retired now. He didn't play last year, right? I think last year was his first year out. But Don Dunphy is from New York City also. New York City, New York. There's another one. He was born July 5th, 1908. Passed away July 22nd, 1998. 1930 to 1980. Okay? 50-year career, Don Dunphy. Notable events. Rocky Marciano versus Jersey Joe Walcott, 1952. Wow. He did some big fights. Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston 2, 1965. He did the Phantom Punch fight. All classics, man. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran 2, 1980. George Foreman versus Joe Frazier, 1973. And he did the fight of the century. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, 1971. Not Joe Frazier, Joe Frazier. Okay? He did that fight of the century. Now, Don Dunphy is one of the most prolific boxing announcers in history, with over 2,000 fights called. Over 2,000, okay? Now, he worked primarily in radio broadcasts throughout the golden era of boxing. He used to call the Friday night fights, and they were broadcast for 40 years, 42, between 1939 and 1981. He did every one of them, 42 years straight. Don Dunphy broadcast over 2,000 fights. He is an inductee in the National Radio Hall of Fame and the International Boxing Hall of Fame, as well as a winner of their prestigious award, Sam Taub Award for Excellence in Broadcasting Journalism in Boxing. Dunphy's electric play-by-play style is emulated by boxing announcers to this day. So that's what the Sam Taub Award is, for Excellence in Broadcasting Journalism in Boxing. Yeah, I'm eligible for that. Yeah. Excellence in Broadcasting Journalism in Boxing. Okay. Yeah. Next is Gil Clancy. Now, Gil Clancy used to be a trainer, too. I think he trained Meldrick. No. He had something to do with Meldrick Taylor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, down goes Frazier. I got Howard Cosell in here. Yeah, down goes Frazier. Gil Clancy. There's Gil. Gil from Queens, New York. There's another one from New York. Born May 30th, 1922. Yeah, Remo, New York does run the media. Yeah. He passed away March 31st, 2011. Okay? He was active from 1970s through the 1990s. 20-something year career. Now, he broadcast Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier 3, The Thriller in Manila, 1975. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns 1. Larry Holmes versus Jerry Cooney, 1982. Leonard Hearns 1 was 1981, I believe, yeah. Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe, 1992. That was 1. And Marvin Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard, 1987. Now, Gil Clancy is one of the few boxing announcers on this list who also participated in the sport as a trainer. Now, not only did he work as an announcer for CBS and HBO, he also trained boxers such as Joe Frazier, George Foreman, and Muhammad Ali. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1983, the same year he received the Sam Taub Award for excellence in boxing broadcasting. Only commentator on this list that was also a trainer. Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley was pretty good too. Called the fights as they happened. Yeah, Jim Lampley was a good one. He was used to play-by-play guy. Yeah. He's from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Born on April 8th, 1949. Jim was. Active from 1970 to 2018. Wow. That's 38 years. 48 years. 48 years. I guess once, what was it, HBO went off, I guess he went with it. But he could have got another job if he wanted it. Notable events. Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson 2. The Bite Fight, 1997. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman, 1974, The Rumble in the Jungle. Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo, 2005. And Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather Jr., 2007. Okay. He broadcast Oscar versus Floyd, one of the broadcasters. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Jim Lampley. Yeah, he was on that. That was on HBO, right? Yeah. Al Booker says, too many worms in the brain. I need a kickstart sometimes. Oh, you do okay, Al Booker. I was hoping you was in there yesterday because I was trying to find out who the youngest fighter in the bantamweight, the youngest fighter to ever win a bantamweight championship. And I said if Al Booker was in there, he would find it. Oh, excuse me. I was kind of loud on that juice just now. I'm sorry. It was going down good. But now we're to Jim Lampley. Only got a couple more. And we're going to talk about Michael Buffer and David Diamante, the classic Jimmy Lennon Jr., more in depth, the big three from nowadays in ring announcing. Now, Jim Lampley is one of the most famous boxing announcers of all time, like I was just saying. He worked as a blow-by-blow commentator on HBO World Championship Boxing for 3 decades. In addition to his work as a boxing announcer, Lampley has also covered 14 Olympic Games on television. And that's a record for any journalist. 14 Olympics? That's a lot. That goes way back. And in addition to his 30 years as a boxing announcer for HBO, he also hosted Boxing After Dark and Legendary Nights documentary series. For a time, he hosted The Fight Game with Jim Lampley on HBO. Remember that? The Fight Game with Jim Lampley? Yeah. Y'all youngsters like Remo probably don't remember. Yeah. Okay. Next is Howard Cosell. Y'all knew Howard was on here. I know y'all knew that. Howard was on here. Yeah. You can't do a list on any kind of thing to do with boxing commentating and leave any kind of sports commentating and leave Howard out. No way. Howard Cosell. Howard is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Howard was born March 25th, 1918. Howard has some money too. His net worth $5 million. You know, for the time when he was out there, $5 million was a lot. Years active, 1960s through the 1980s. Notable events. The fight of the century. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier won, 1971. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman, The Rumble in the Jungle, 1974. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns won, 1981. Muhammad Ali versus Leon Spinks 2, 1978. And Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard 2, 1980. And remember, Howard stopped broadcasting after the Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney fight because he was saying, no. Larry Holmes and Tex Cobb, because he was saying it was such a mismatch. He didn't want nothing to do with boxing anymore. But I don't know how it was such a big mismatch. Tex Cobb went the whole entire 15 rounds. That's more than a lot of them did with Holmes. So I don't know why Howard picked that one to get so this. But it was a beatdown. It was a 15-round beatdown. The man just wouldn't go down. Tex Cobb was a tough guy. And Howard gave it up. But Howard Cosell was a special broadcaster and boxing announcer whose fiery personality matched up perfectly with the electric world of boxing. He was ABC Sports' primary broadcaster for many years, providing commentary for all boxing events covered by the network. He also served as the main boxing announcer during the 1976 Olympic boxing events in Montreal. That's when, remember, Sugar Ray won his gold medal. And Howard followed up as the main ring boxing announcer for the Olympics in Montreal. He came back in 84 and also had the same job, main boxing announcer. Now, his contributions to boxing doesn't end with his work as an announcer. I've just told you about. He famously criticized professional boxing during a live broadcast on November 26, 1982, calling out the failure of the referee to stop a one-sided beatdown. That was Larry Holmes and Tex Cobb. Larry Holmes was just beating him down, but Tex Cobb wouldn't go down, and Howard was upset because they didn't stop it. Yeah. And after Howard complained about it, that led to major reforms in the sport that have lasted to this day. Howard talked, people listen. And finally, for the brief profiles, we're going to do Michael Buffett. Okay, Freddie Blassie, yeah, I remember Classy Freddie Blassie. Azim says Frank Cappuccino was my trainer, also a referee. Okay, yeah, I heard about Frank. Azim, you was a boxer, Azim? I didn't know that. You never put that in there before. We got a fighter in here, Azim Shabazz. Were you a boxer, MMA, wrestler, Azim? Fought out in the street like I did. You know, what was it? Well, if Frank Cappuccino was your trainer, you had to be in the ring doing it. Boxing, yeah, Frank Cappuccino. I should have known that. But anyway, Michael Buffer. There he is. Let's get ready to rumble. Now, he's from Philly, Pennsylvania, Michael Buffer. Born on November 2nd, 1944. This man worth $400 million from ring announcing. Amazing. And endorsements and stuff too. Years active. He started in 1982 to the present, still actively announcing. Okay. Some of his notable events, which was a many. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 2, 1997. Again, the bite fight. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao 2015. Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson 2002. Oscar and Floyd 2007. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez 4, 2012. Now, in the world of boxing, there is no ring announcer more famous than Michael Buffer. That's just a fact. His catchphrase, "Let's get ready to rumble," has been the staple for boxing fights for the last 40 years, right? Over a career that's seen Buffer be the boxing announcer for some of the most iconic fights in history. Michael Buffer. And his younger brother, Bruce, is the octagon announcer for the UFC. And he also worked as a top-ranked ring announcer throughout the 1980s and 1990s. In addition to working for all events hosted by the Trump Casino, this is back to Michael's youth. His brother is Bruce. He's the octagon announcer for the UFC. Now, Michael Buffer worked as top-ranked ring announcer. The way I read that, you thought it was his brother Bruce. But Michael worked as top-ranked ring announcer throughout the 1980s and 1990s, in addition to working for all events hosted by the Trump Casino. Michael Buffer. Okay. Now I got some more on Michael Buffer, David Diamante, because it's 3:30. Yeah, I gotta find it. But how's everybody doing this Wednesday hump day? We got Pro Box tonight, 3-fight card. Life is beautiful. We got Friday night boxing this week. We got a big top right card Saturday, loaded with their youngsters. Xander Zayas against Patrick Teixeira. Isn't Shoot You on the card? I know Tiger Johnson, Jahai Tucker. It is a great time to be a boxing fan, sports fan overall, because the NBA Finals begin tomorrow. Azim says, sparring part-time for the greats. The Animal Frank, the Animal Fletcher, okay. Matthew Saad Muhammad, Jimmy Young taught me, okay, Jimmy Young, yeah. All right. Azim Shabazz, we got a famous guy in here, y'all. Let's look at Michael Buffer real quick, okay? Well, not real quick. Take our time and do it. It's only 3:30. We got 30 minutes before the voice of the streets comes on. And build, and build, and build. Okay? Now, Michael Buffer. You might hear a few of the same, a little bit, because there wasn't much in that one. This is more in deep. Michael Buffer, boxing announcer. He's also done professional wrestling and National Football League events, okay? And Michael was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2019. He was born in Philly, like I told you. His father was enlisted in the United States Navy during World War II. And his parents were divorced when Michael was just 11 months old. Not 11 years, 11 months old. And then he was in raised by foster parents. I got a thing to keep my place, but I keep losing. I don't know where it is again. Damn, that's crazy. Excuse me for a second. But I left this thing in the store because I can't never find it. But anyway, I use my finger. Michael Buffer, his parents divorced when he was 11 months old, right? And he was raised in a foster home. Okay? And his foster parents, his foster father was a school bus driver, and his mom was a housewife in Roslyn, Pennsylvania. Okay? Now, Michael enlisted in the United States Navy. The United States father was in the Navy. He enlisted in the United States Army during the Vietnam War when he was 20 years old. And he served until he was age 23. Then after that, he held various jobs, including used car salesman, a model, and at age 32, he became a boxing announcer. Age 38, he became a boxing announcer, okay? Then in 1982, that was 1982 when he began his career as a ring announcer. By 1983, he was announcing all boxing matches promoted by Bob Arum's Top Rank on ESPN. 83, he was doing all fights on ESPN, all Top Rank cards by the Bob father. And that's what gave him his national identity at a time when ring announcers were strictly locally hired talent, okay? He was really the first big time. At that time, ring announcers were usually hired locally, but he got a national identity when he got the gig as Top Rank's announcer, announcing all fights at Top Rank, which started in 1983. And by 1984, he had developed that catchphrase, "Let's get ready to rumble," right? And he began the process of obtaining a federal trademark for that phrase in the 1980s, and he acquired it in 1992. Consequently, Buffer has earned in excess of $400 million with the license for his trademark. Okay? 400 million from that phrase. Woo! Not counting his endorsements and all that. That's just from saying that. By the late 1980s, Buffer was the exclusive ring announcer for all fights in Donald Trump-owned casinos. And his work was also admired by many boxing greats. Sugar Ray Leonard once told Buffer, when you introduce a fighter, it makes him ready to fight. So when the fighters hear that, let's get ready to rumble, that gets them pumped up too. That's what Sugar Ray told him. In 2018, Buffer signed with the Zone to serve as the exclusive ring announcer for all of the boxing broadcasts, which include deals with Metro. Okay, Michael Buffer. Let's talk about David Diamante for a minute now. Yeah, Azim said he got that from black people. Yeah, let's get ready to rumble. Well, he was the one that trademarked it. He made the money off of it in excess of $400 million. I heard somewhere that he got like $3 million every time he said it. I forgot who told me that. Yeah. Believe that? $3 million every time he says that. Let's get ready to rumble. 5 words. Man, what's that like? 600,000 a word or something like that? Something like that. Okay, David Diamante. Now, he's a popular ring announcer with the Zone. He has been coined the voice of boxing by BBC Sport. And Diamante is widely known for his trademark catchphrase, the fight starts now. That's not as big as let's get ready to rumble. Okay. And he's also known for his long locks and his distinctive announcing style. You know, he always says the guy's last name twice, remember? Yeah. And Diamante began announcing boxing matches in New York City for USA Metro Boxing and the New York State Golden Gloves. His first fight he announced was in the basement of the Church Street Boxing Gym in Lower Manhattan. Okay. Now, Diamante volunteered for several years in the New York boxing community. The first few years he didn't even get paid. He volunteered doing it. Had the passion for it, you know, and it paid off. Look at him now. He has since gone on to announce a variety of events on HBO, Showtime, ESPN, The Zone, Fox Sports, NBC, CBS, and Sky Sports. The who's who of networks that does boxing, that's ever done boxing, you know? He's been on all of them. In 2018, Diamante signed an exclusive deal with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, with broadcasts appearing on The Zone and Sky Sports, right? In the summer of 2020, and in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, Diamante served as the official announcer for Matchroom's Fight Camp series, which took place in the back garden of Matchroom Boxing's UK headquarters and the childhood home of Eddie Hearn. Wow. That's David Diamante. Take a look at the third leg of the big three, which is excuse me for a minute. I turned the chat off. I can't do that. There we go. It's back. Everybody hitting that like button. Let me see here. Oh, what? Guess what? Guess who didn't hit the like button? I didn't hit it. How can I expect somebody to hit the like button? I didn't hit my own like button. I was missing one. It was me. Everybody hit the like button except me. And I was like, hold up. Somebody didn't hit the like button. It was me. Damn. Yes. How can you expect anybody to hit the like button and you don't hit it yourself? Damn. That's crazy. Let me take care of that right now. But how's everybody? This is Wednesday, the hump day. We got Pro Box tonight. We got a card Friday. And we got the big one Saturday. And Thursday, remember Thursday is amateur boxing. We're going to talk about amateur boxing tomorrow. A history of it. We're going to talk about some of the greats, some of the champions that had great amateur careers, like Lomachenko, right? Did he lose in the amateurs? I'm not sure. I'm trying to hit the like button. Come on. I'm not sure if he did. Okay. I've hit the like button officially. Now let's look at Jimmy Lennon Jr. Yeah, and then Friday, I never reviewed the week at the beginning of the show. Friday's going to be the Manassas Mauler, Jack Dempsey. And don't forget, next Friday now, trying to be Max Bayer, my special guest, is available. And, you know, I told y'all my special guest next Friday is William Old School Iran. Going to come up and help me do the Max Bayer interview. I got to call him after the show because we were supposed to pick a day. I'm going to see if he can do it next Friday. But he has a type of job that goes, you know, according to the weather, you know, because he's way up in the air somewhere doing something to do with signs and billboards and something. So whatever day he's available, he's going to come. He said he had a lot of information on Max Bayer. So he said he could give it to me. I said, no, just come do it with me, you know. That would be better. Save me from doing all that research, you know. Then they get up in Old School and have nothing. That'd be crazy. But no, I know Old School. He told me that before. That they had a lot of information on Max Bayer. But he's not in here today. But Jimmy Lennon Jr. I didn't even show David Diamante when we was talking about him just now. Still got Michael Buffer up there. Okay. We was just talking about David. There you go. You say you need to see GP, Al Booger? Need to see GPZ? There's Jimmy right there. Jimmy Lennon Jr. Now, of course, Jimmy, he was employed primarily by Showtime and Fox Sports as ring announcer, right? For the Showtime Championship Boxing and Premier Boxing Championships. But now it's Amazon Prime. And he also has worked on Bob Abrams, the ballparks, Top Rank events, okay? Also was employed by Fox Sports when it had rights to professional boxing. And Jimmy had also been the announcer for Don King Productions. You know, those fights aired on various networks. What is AB's fight on Friday? Anybody know? I have no idea. Oh, Azim said that's what the gangs used to say that Michael got that saying from black people. Okay. I never heard that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, but he used to be the ring announcer for Don King Productions too. What is this fight on Friday though? Anybody know? What channel? I mean, what network is it on? Is it on? Or is it pay-per-view? I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. I'm not buying two guys that, when the last time either one of them fought? No way. I'll watch it I'll catch it on the rebound if it's pay-per-view. Count Cash Sports out. When's AB fought? Like 2015 or something? And when the last time, no, he fought the attorney a couple years ago, but when is the last time Blair Cards fought? I can't remember. Nah, I'm not wasting my money on that. It might be a good fight, but I'll see it later. But anyway, yeah. Jimmy Lennon used to be the ring announcer for Don King Productions. And we had told you he was best known for that catchphrase, it's Showtime. Now somebody pointed out, I think it was T. Hill pointed out, it's now prime time. It's prime time now. But he couldn't use that catchphrase when he was doing Fox's fight coverage, okay? Only on Showtime. Yep. Now, like I said, he was born in Santa Monica, California. Jimmy was. And he's been a ring announcer for over 25 years. Doing some classic fights. We talked about those. Of course, he followed in his father's footsteps. And Jimmy has been a ring announcer for MMA before also. Get ready to rain up here on the planet Baltimore. That's my dog. Yeah. Yeah. He also has done MMA before. I did not know that. For Strike Force and the regular MMA shows, which aired on CBS and Showtime. Yeah. And he began doing introductions with PBC Promotions in January 2019. And much like his father, he speaks Spanish and makes an effort to pronounce all fighters' names correctly. I always thought the ring announcer would go to the fighter and ask them if they got a long name, would go to the fighter and just ask them how to pronounce it, right? Who better to ask? You know, that's what I always thought they did that, or had somebody else do it. But they say Jimmy Lennon makes an effort to pronounce fighters' names correctly. I thought they all did that. I mean, the fighter is right there in the same place. You just ask him how to pronounce his name. That's what I would do. Because I know I would mess it up. They probably would fire me after the first fight. And he's also done work for EA Sports, having been the ring announcer for its Knockout Kings series, a boxing video game, and also the EA Sports MMA game within Strike Force rules. And he did some movies too. The classic Jimmy Lennon has, yeah. Appeared as himself in several movies, most notably Hot Shots, played on I Spy, and he played the ring announcer in Creed 3. Sure did. I saw that one, Jimmy Lennon. Look at some honors Jimmy's received. He has been inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame, and he's also in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, both in 2013. The classic Jimmy Lennon Jr. All right, and there you have it. Ring announcers and commentators. I appreciate everybody rocking with me, man. Appreciate it so much. Because you could be anywhere doing anything now, but you're right here with Cash Sports supporting. Meldrick Taylor, Rocky Lockridge, James Schuler. What about them, Hakeem? I missed them. Thomas Hill looks like the guy who stole my mother's car. Oh, what? Thomas Hill looks like the guy that stole your mother's car. Oh, man. He lives in California. Oh, BBO? Man. You didn't do that, did you, T Hill? Stole that man's mother's car. Man. BBO said he liked Michael Buffer. He said Thomas Hill looks like the guy that stole my mother's car. Damn, T Hill. Stay out there in California, T Hill. You know, you taking people's cars and stuff. Yeah, but I appreciate it, man. We're gonna remember tomorrow is amateur boxing, and Friday is the Manassas Mauler, Jack Dempsey, one of the toughest men to ever step through those ropes. He was tough. Remember, I told you he got knocked through the ropes and came back and asked them who won the fight. And they was like, Jack, the fight's still going on, man. What you talking about? And then he knocked the man down 9. That was the first round. Then he knocked the man down 9 times in 2 rounds and stopped him. Yeah. Jack was tough. And a ladies' man, too. Jack married a few different starlets out there in Hollywood, man. Yeah. He was a hard man in that ring, and he played hard outside of it, too. Yes, he did. One of the big 5 of sports. He was the most popular of the big 5. Babe Ruth, Bobby Jones, Red Grange, and Bill Tilden. Jack Dempsey. And he was one of the ones when boxing started getting real popular. He had a lot to do with it. I'm going to tell y'all the whole profile before tomorrow even gets to. No, I got a lot more tomorrow, though, yeah. But that's just some of the high points of it. And he was homeless when he was young. He rode around hopped trains and slept on rail cars and stuff. He was homeless early in his life, yeah. Sounded like a hobo. Yeah. Boxing probably saved his life. But we're going to talk about Jack tomorrow. Yeah. It's still early in the JBT day. We got the Voice coming up in about 10 minutes, and then we got the Mighty Rise podcast at 9 o'clock tonight. We got BVO Box. When you coming on today, BVO? BVO don't have a regular schedule. So if you're coming on today, BVO, put it in the chat, please, so we will know. Yeah. Wait a minute, BVO, you don't even have a wrench. Why didn't you say something? Now you do. BVO Boxing TV is now a managing moderator on Cast Sports channel. Okay. Yeah. You deserve a wrench. BVO, you coming on today? Put it in the chat, please, if you are. Because BVO is now a member of the JBT, but he don't have a regular time. So subscribe to him. Put your link in there, BVO. You got a wrench now, too. Subscribe to him and hit the bell icon and hit all, because you want all of that great content he's putting out there. Okay. It's BVO Boxing TV. He's now a member of the JBT. Great content. Knows some great boxing people. He got some big interviews coming up. You don't want to miss them. Yeah. Former NFL football player. All that. Went to Bowling Green University. Yeah. Started at Bowling Green University. I guess he made it to the NFL. Everybody don't make it to the NFL. BVO did. Yeah. I wanted to see you say something, so I could see if you was blue. But he must be gone. You still there, BVO? Put a thumbs up or something in the chat, man. Before I block you again. No, Jack, I'm just kidding. It's raining up here on the planet Baltimore. Man, just started. Looked like nighttime out there. I had to go back out, but I ain't going. Still haven't did my walk for today neither. But how's everybody? Everybody okay? We got Pro Box tonight. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then amateur boxing. Got the Voice coming up. I meant to look at the thing to see what the Voice was bringing us today. Let me check real quick. Let y'all know what the Voice is doing over there. You know it's something big. Always is. You know? The Voice, I can't find it. Just Do Boxing. Yeah, you can't put The Voice, so you got to put Just Do Boxing, Cass. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Oh, there it is. Okay. The Voice is going to be talking about Teofimo said Shakur is food. He's scared to get hit. Oh, that should be good. Don't miss that. I'm not going to miss that. Man, Teofimo talking trash again. That's what the Voice is going to be talking about today. Teofimo says Shakur is food. He's scared to get hit. That's going to be good. Coming up in about a little less than 10 minutes. Oh, yes. Don't miss it. All right. Yeah, BVO must have left. Yeah, but he was going to start coming on at 10 right after the Rise. But I don't know if he started that yet. Okay. But he comes on. We had a Casuals Corner this morning. He don't have a regular time either. Might get another Casuals Corner today. So remember, just turn your notifications on, and also be in Boxing News. Another JBT, Fire JBT channel that don't come on at a regular time. You just got to turn your notifications on and, catch them. Because it's all good content. I try to watch all of them. Yeah. Everything in the JBT is good content, man. No evening hangout anymore. Let's Talk Fashion is on the season break. But Let's Talk Fashion will be back with a big 4-hour season kickoff coming up soon. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Big 4-hour season kickoff. That's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. He must not be here neither. He would have said something by now about the 4 hours. Yeah, but I'm getting ready to get out of here. This task force is getting ready to go into the history books. I really appreciate everybody that stayed for the show. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, tomorrow's about amateur boxing. Got some good history of it, and we're going to talk about, you know how we do the profiles. We're going to talk about some champions, professional champions that had great amateur careers. You got to include Lomachenko because he was like damn near 30 fighting teenagers in the amateurs, but he was an amateur, and that's what they count on his amateur record. So a lot of those Eastern European guys start late. Like Better Be Ed was almost 40. He only, what he got, like 20, 21 fights? Bivol in his 30s. He might have a little over 20 now. Usyk. Yeah, all those Eastern European guys start late. Radrick Moe, the ones ready to fight Bud. I don't know what it is. They have long amateur careers over there. That's just what it is, You won't see many of them with like 30, 40 fights, that's for sure. They just don't do that. They believe in the amateurs and gold medals and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. You'll probably see a lot of Eastern European. The Cuban amateur system, got to include that. That's the best amateur system around, those the Cuban, man. They are serious down there, man. I forgot the guy's name, but they said he went, one of the old school guys from like the 40s. He went over 100 fights and didn't lose in the amateurs in Cuba. That's hard to believe. With all those great amateur fighters and the system they got down there, somebody go through that with 100 fights and not lose. That is very hard to believe. Yeah, but that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Let's do our roll call now. Appreciate you, Melanin Queen 27. Glad you enjoyed it. Appreciate you 1,000%. Let's do our roll call. BVO Boxing TV. And I like when the ladies get involved because I got a boxing wife, so I can really appreciate that, man. Knowledgeable female boxing fans. It ain't nothing like it. And I don't bet my wife no money on fights neither, because I got tired of losing to her. And then she brags about it for 6 months later. After, so no, I don't do it. BVO Boxing TV. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. Melanin Queen 27. Salute, Queen. Appreciate you. Mike Rim. Mike Mazik. I'm glad I got both of those brothers' names right, because I had them wrong for a long time. But thanks to Jay Hardcore, I got both Mike's names right. Mike Rim and Mike Mazik. Azim Shabazz. Good to see you again, Azim. Hope you come back and visit again, like tomorrow, for the amateur boxing show. Attentive Ed McQueen from Casual's Corner. Was the Casual's Corner this morning? Let's Talk Fashion, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. I'm really looking forward to that big 4-hour kickoff he's going to have for the new season. Just Do Boxing, The Voice, coming up in a couple minutes. He got a good show today. T.O. talking trash. T.O. said Shakur was scared, didn't like to get hit, and T.O. said Shakur was food. So find out about that in a few minutes over there on Just Do Boxing. I got to see that. Al Booger, the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus, and Miss Cash, hashtag JBT, the Executive Vice President of Cash Sports, and the brains behind the operation. She knows her boxing. I get up sometimes on a Sunday morning, she in there watching old fights. No wonder I can't win a bet against you. But everybody have a great day. Just do boxing straight ahead. Cash sports.